Bloody good to be home, I'll tell you. Ain't a preacher, I'm a prime example. Nah, not much, mate. Just back from the Honest Dave concert and the MGK concert. It was a really, really good night, actually. Hey, Trevor, how you going, mate? Chain Matt, what's going on? Boomerang Girl, what is going on, legends? Hey, Conflict Monitor, OU, what's going on? What's everyone up to anyway? I'll tell you what, I'm not even bothering I'm shaving this tomorrow. It is annoying. Calda, what's going on? Legend. Ain't a preacher, I'm a prime example. What's everyone else up to anyway? Mark, what's going on, legend? The Cash Brand Man, what's happening? I'll tell you what, I can't even tell you how overly over the moon I was to find out that it was, because remember, like, when we were talking about before we went into the concert, when JJ and I went live, and we were saying it was someone called XL or something like that, and that blew my mind. That actually made mine. Couldn't have been any better for me. There's actually a couple of songs on my playlist of that dude. Oh, you didn't get a Jared, how you going, mate? Just starting to do a painting of the Pennywise clown from the movie. Oh yeah, nice. Bloody clowns. I don't mind both. I like all of the It franchises. So the first one and the second one. If being normal is your power, what are you without it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's everyone's superpower, isn't it? Being normal and stuff. Sands, what's going on? Oi, so you know what was funny? I actually said to JJ, I said I hope that the one from the film clip is at the concert, and so yeah, JJ said that same girl that does the dancing in the film clip, she travels the world with him, goes everywhere, and pretty funny. It would have been it would have been. I was so shattered about not being able to go live. I actually put a lot of work into the dance move to that song, Cliche. It was pretty funny. Had everyone laughing. Hoggy, what's going on, mate? Painting is my superpower, keeps me out of trouble. I at one stage enjoyed painting. When I was locked up, I used to paint a little bit. Draw more, but I'd draw more. Um, yeah. But yeah, thoroughly good night. I'm about to post a funny video that I made from last night. So this dude was like full. He was asleep. Like the concert was about to start. It was like, and there'd already been like, so Honest Abe had already played. He played, I don't know, maybe 10 songs, and then yeah, this dude was like passed out. That was it, like gassed out. And yeah, so I got a video of it, and I actually made it pretty funny. So I'm about to post it onto YouTube. Would they let you in with a Starlink backpack? I don't know, right? So like, I was like pretty surprised at the little of wanting, and you heard what JJ said. So that didn't happen. That happened at the Youngblood concert. That didn't happen last night. But yeah, that's exactly what they did. Um, the, like JJ's like, do you want me to lift? Do you want me to take my belt off? And he's like, it's not even turned on. Just walk in. Like that's a little bit concerning, if you ask me. Like that's yeah. AJ, what's going on, legend? Binksy, what's going on, legend? Chriso. So I've added a few more the moderators. There's a few more lists name words added to the list that seems to have been so old, I guess. Upside, what's going on, legend? Guys, tap your screen twice, hit the thumbs up a bit. It helps with the algorithm, which helps the channel. Absolutely does. Auditing Australia. Thank you, legend. Hey, thank you, Gunny. So that's a few of my links there. You got my email there at the bottom, and then the rest is my merchandise. That's my merchandise links there. Thank you, Gunny. Well, there you go. Thank you, Gunny, again. That's my Twitch. That is my so we I haven't been live on Twitch for a while, so but we used to go live on Twitch every time I went live on YouTube. I'd be live on Twitch at the same time. But like as I told you guys, yeah, we're going to be trying heaps of stuff out. Yeah, come this week, I'm like, yeah, over the moon about it. Actually, seems like this day's been taken forever, and it's hours away. It is hours away. All right, Mark, no worries. Welcome in from Australia to Rwanda. I don't even know how many of these I got from the hotel last night. They were giving away free pens. Every single time I walked past that thing, I grabbed a pen. Because I can't even tell ya, I have a literal war with pens every day. It's an everyday war with the pens. Paul Tate, how you going, legend? ABF, how's things? Also, how was the concert? Yeah, no, it was very good. So, yeah, no, it was an absolutely awesome concert. Like, I rate it highly. Yeah, it was a really, really good energy concert too. Like, sometimes, like, I used to go to, like, punk concerts, right? Where it's very common for, like, it's actually a part of their fucking crazy dance moves. People punch the shit out of each other in the fucking mosh pit. So sometimes it gets pretty hectic, but it really wasn't that vibe there. And it was just a good vibe. There were good people there, and yeah, it was just really good. I gave my vape away to the people behind me because they kept on asking me for my vape. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, so this video, I'll just my keyboard. Mike Heatherton, how you going, mate? Lorraine, how you going? Little Fish, how you going? Sorry, wasn't looking at the screen for a second. But yeah, no, it was a really, really good night. And it was really, really good for me because, like, it seems like such a long time before, like, since I'd been to my last live gig, like, it actually felt like a lifetime away. And I actually think the last live gig that I went to was AC/DC in Melbourne when they were doing the Black Ice tour. I think that was my last live gig that I went to. I did see Pennywise around that time too, though. So, but yeah, it was like years ago now. Like, well, I think the concert for AC/DC was in 2009, maybe. I think it was in 2009. Offshore 2000. You know what? Oi. So I never did offshore. But I did most of the other festivals. So I used to go to Falls. I did. So we made, like, our thing was sneaking in, right? And so so could have got to the best seats last night, but I didn't want to get in trouble and ruin JJ's night just in case I got caught. But, like, it's just really easy to, like. But we used to sneak into events. I actually snuck into the big day out for 7 years in a row. We snuck in every single time. And it got to the point, we got that good at sneaking in. We actually used to jump the fence the night before and we would go and sleep on the roofs. And on the roofs that are, like, inside it used to be at Flemington Raceway. And so inside the raceway, so, like, we used to sleep on top of, like, food stalls and stuff like that. And then when the big rush for the crowds come in, we used to jump down off the roof and just run in. And I swear, the last time we done it, so it was funny because, like, me and my brother, we jumped over and we're on top of this roof, right? And then next thing you know, we noticed these two people get up on the roof as well. We're pissing ourselves laughing because this had never happened before. And so we're like, get up, quick, get up. And it was actually these two chicks. I think they were, like, I don't know, they were Asian and, like, They could hardly speak any English, but they were there to see like the same bands we were, and they were there sneaking in too. And we thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, they took off like halfway through the night to go somewhere else, and we stayed there. I thought this was the best spot ever, and like I could see from where we were sleeping, like there was like these windows. There was like a little like alcove bit that went like that, and I could see through the windows and see the entrance, and it was that high up that like unless you were really looking, you wouldn't have noticed that we were there. And then um, so anyway, we'd slept. It's like so they used to let everyone in at about 10 o'clock, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So we've slept right. And then my brother wakes me up. He's like, "Oi, wake up." And I wake up and we're literally sleeping. The roofs are like those roofs that go like that. They're like C's. And so it was so impossible to sleep on that roof, but we did it so we could see our bands. And so anyway, he goes, wake up. And I was like looking, because that's just how I was looking, like towards the gate. He goes, turn around and have a look. I turn around and have a look, and there was like 20 security guards just like popping their heads over like meerkats. And I just start pissing myself laughing. It was the funniest thing ever. They just look like a bunch of meerkats. They're all wearing bright yellow shirts. It was funny until the point where they seen that we weren't taking it seriously. They said, if you don't get down, we're going to chuck the dogs up there. I was like, fuck, we better get down. We better get down. And so anyway, what's actually really funny about that, right, is so we got escorted out, me and my brother, right? And so like they were making sure that every single security guard on the way out took note of us, and they said, notice these people, they are not allowed in there. And we were laughing. I'm saying, I will be back in here within an hour. I said, there is no two ways about it. I will be back in here within an hour. And so by this time, the concert's already running, so it's a lot harder to sneak in. And so we we actually rushed the gate. So there was actually about 100 of us that got together, and yeah, and then we rushed the gate. But the very last time I snuck in was the craziest. Was we got a lift up. It was not me and my brother. It was me and my mate Matty, and he's shorter than me, and like I must have been 75, 80 kilos at the time, and it's like already halfway through the big day out, and we've already missed half of it. Like I'm shattered. And then like we're just walking around the edge, and then we see this big group of like these islanders, and we're like, "Oi, boys, seriously, can you chuck us up on that fence?" And if you guys know Flemington Raceway, they're like big 15-foot brick fences, and they just started pissing themselves laughing because we were serious. We're like, "Can you please like 1, 2, 3 us up onto the fence?" And they're like, "You're fucking crazy." We're like, "Well, we got to try." And so, yeah, my mate got up first, and then bang, 1, 2, 3 me, and then I grabbed onto his arms. And then I remember jumping in, and we jumped in. It was like right where the horse stables are, and there's like a little security thing there. And we just started piss bolting because Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing. And yeah, I remember I got like security guard are running after us, and I'm just saying to him, keep your jumper on, keep your jumper on. I said, as soon as we get into the crowd, take it off and make it hit the ground. And I said, just keep running, and we'll have different clothes on, you know. And then yeah, we just ran into the crowd, and just both Red Hot Chili Peppers were there, and fucking yeah, good times. But that time before, when we rushed the fence, I told them we'd be back in there within an hour, and we were back in there within an hour, and we came with like 100 strong. There was no way they were going to stop that. It was like mayhem. It was like 100 people just rushed the fence, and like literally, like we had to topple the fence over, and then yeah, they just rushed, and there was like about maybe 6 security guards like standing on post there, and because it was temporary fencing, it wasn't the brick fencing, and yeah, there's like 6 security guards standing post there, and they're all like, "What are these guys doing?" And we just go 1, 2, and yeah, it went down, and then we all just ran, and they just were like, you know, like a bull with the thing. They just do the thing, and they just let us go. Oof. Yeah. Saw that big day out on the doco. Oh yeah, that was us. I swear. So I'll tell you exactly where it happened, right? So I don't know what the street's called, but like it's on the side where the houses are right there too, yeah? So there's like residential houses right here. And so like they put temporary fencing there because it's like normal ticketing gates and that, but they like fence them off and do their own shit, you know? But yeah, that was a big one. That actually made the news and everything because there was nothing they could do. Like, yeah. Hey, there's my beautiful mum. Yeah, but it was funny. And that's what I didn't say, right? So remember how I said, like, my brother woke me up and he's like, have a look, right? And there was all those security guards standing around, right? We were actually sleeping on the security headquarters roof, right? So they heard us from underneath. They heard movement on the roof, which was obviously my brother. I was asleep, you know. But yeah, like we were just getting ready because they had just started letting the people in, and like he was just getting ready to wake me up, and yeah, it was the security headquarters roof where we were sleeping on. It was the wrong place to pick, but we still made it in that big day out. Let's go. Oh, that's all right, Mumsy. I just thought I'd ring you because like it was a long day, and I said I was going to ring you, so had some spare time. Oi, William G, what's going on, legend yourself? How does ink appear left to right? All right, is a very commonly asked question, okay? So you will also notice that when my tattoos seem to change the side of my face, notice what's in the background, right? So like when it's on this side of my face, you can't read that. That's backwards, yeah? Like it, although it kind of doesn't seem it, but that's backwards, yeah? It should be going that way. So it's mirrored. So when I use my camera to make videos, this thing here, right, which is actually funny, it's a mirrorless camera. So this is mirrored. So this is a mirrorless camera, and this is what I use to make my videos with. And so sometimes I use this, and but that's what it is, you know. But I promise you that gets asked so much. People are like, bro, I'm not tripping. Like I just watched 2 videos, and your tattoo is on one side of your face, on one side on one video, and it's on the other side on the other video. There you go. That's the conundrum busted there for you. Screw. Late nights phone lit, waiting on the string. Countdown hits 0, yeah, you know what I mean. Different towns, different lives, different scars. But we meet in the chat like we're right where you are. Oh, you Cone Ripper, what's going on, legend? Oof, welcome back. Yeah, you know, it does get asked a lot, you know. It does get asked a lot. Oi, Tez Badouche. I'm gonna have to. I'll post the video after the live because yeah, it's funny. You know my sense of humor, and like you could imagine what I'm like at a concert. And a guy sitting like 2 seats up from me falls asleep at the concert. Like, I'm gonna ask him if he's having a good time, and it's exactly what I did. I just said, "You having a good time, mate?" And he didn't answer because he was dead to the world. He was fucking gone. Yeah, but I made a funny video out of it. I added a bit out of Chopper to the end of it, which makes it quite funny actually. So you can imagine if someone's asleep, you can imagine what part of Chopper I added to the end of it. Night, Chazzy. Night. Anyway, and then, well, that's not the ending. That's after the sleeping bit. It's pretty funny. Look at this one. They just get crazier and crazier, I tell ya. I'm happy just saying like, listen, like I'm happy just like having the vape. I don't need this to have a TV on it. And every time I do this, because like now you guarantee that the battery's going to go flat every single time because this happens. Oi, Colin, but oh, you know what, bro? Fuck, man. Do you know what? Do you know what? If I have fuck, it's not up to you to remind me, bro. That's on me. I would say, um, but not to worry. The no license day is literally hours away, my legendary friends, and yeah, onwards and upwards from there. I tell ya, yeah. I of course will still make videos at home and stuff like that, but like there's going to be a lot of stuff not at home. You know what I mean? I want to get out there and adventure with you guys and see what we can come across. And you know, there's yeah. I just think that the things that I've got in install and I'm planning on doing, it's just like going to be good for everyone because it's all like legendarily hung in there and yeah. Why the tattoos? Depression. Nah, stupidity, to be honest. Like, but listen, here's the truth, right? I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, I'll keep it a buck 50 with you. I'll keep it 100. So I don't regret any of my tattoos, yeah, except for this one here, right? Which is a prison watchtower with a fence and it says wanted in the fence. It's fucking stupid, yeah? And so it's the only tattoo I regret. Do you know why? Because every single one of those tattoos tells a story about my life, and every bit of that storytelling made me who I am today, and it's something I'm not ashamed of. At a time, there was a time when was ashamed of my past, but like I'm not ashamed of it now. Do I wish that maybe I made different decisions and choices when I was younger, and you know didn't try to fucking impress like the wrong people, like do you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, like I regret that tattoo. That's it. The rest of them are literally windows into stories of my life, you know, and I love art, and that's why I, you know, have tattoos. You ever thought about? No, I promise you. Oi, so like, listen. I know a lot of people are not gonna like it when it happens, but that's going. Yeah, that's going. Nothing else. That's it. Like me raindrops staying, the number. Nothing else is going. That's it. That's it. But right there, because I promise you, like, I regret it, and like it's a regret that I see every single day, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? And I know that like a lot of people are like it makes you. It is who you are. Don't worry. Like I've still got like you know parts of my neck and stuff like that that I can do in that. But like I made a promise to my mother that I wouldn't get any more face tattoos, and I will stick fat to that. But I promise you, I will be. Yeah, I've got like um, you know, most of my tattoos on my legs are prison tattoos as well. Some of them are not too bad, to be honest. But yeah, I'd like to get full leg sleeves as well. You know, obviously my arms. So like, I'd like to get full leg sleeves, and you know, so Jail is no longer who you are. Hey, Biff. No, it's not. It's not. And you know what? So um, like it's like it gives it like if you ask me, like it gives the wrong like um impression. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like me promoting jail on my face, which is also something that I'll like was not ashamed to promote that because like it was my life. Do you know what I mean? Like it's what I did. I went to jail. You know what I mean? People snitch and don't do jail and stuff, or people don't do crime and don't do jail. But I did crime and I did jail. You know what I mean? I didn't tell on people, and I did my time like a man. Um, Oi TP Badouge, Josh Gould, do you chance no Chris and Ricky Wilson? Oi, listen, I'll show you. I'll tell you something right now. Yeah. Oi, ask Ricky about this. Yeah, about me. Yeah. Me and his dad are both scarred with the same prison tattoo. Yeah, we're both part of the same crew. And I'll tell you something. Yeah. I'll also say this: Chrissy Wilson is one of the most hectic Aboriginals that I ever met in the prison system. Ricky is obviously his son, yeah. Seeing as you brought it up, I thought I will just let you know that I actually know what I'm talking about. I actually have done fucking hard time with Chrissy. And so when I was doing my 9 years, right? So Ricky came in at the end, yeah, because he was only young. But so he came in. And so I got into a fight, Scarb South. I went to the slot, and then like you have to go through the management unit to get out when you're a fucking A2 asterisk or you fight all the time and shit. And so anyway, Ricky was in there in Borrowdale, and so that's how I became pretty tight with Ricky as well because me and his dad known each other for years, and his dad's like a lot older than me. His dad's like maybe fucking almost 20 years older than me. I would say his dad's maybe 17, 18 years older than me. And like very respected person in the prison system, you know. Hey, Biff in the joint, did you notice if certain tattoos were linked to Oh, of course. Do you know what I mean? Like I just showed you one. I just showed you one. Do you know what I mean? Right there. So a lot of people, although uh, it is a motorcycle club tattoo as well. So it's hard to fucking really probably put it across, but like it represents a certain crew of people inside the prison that are aligned with. Anyway, I'm sure you get it now, and so yeah, the name that he mentioned before was one of them, and not many people had this. A very select few, as a matter of fact. I've also got the. You can't really see it anymore, but there's three dots there. A lot of people that do prison have it, you know. I was gonna get it. I was gonna get it there, right? I was gonna get it there, but I promised my mum I wouldn't get any more jail tattoos, and I've already got it there, so it doesn't matter. Growing up, you wanted the small blue cross tat. True. Oi, I've got it on my ankle. You want to see? You want to see? I swear, like it's so funny because like it's so common for people that like maybe have been around it or seen it to want that same thing. You know what I mean? I've also got mum and dad tattooed on my ankles as well. So I'll see if I can get it out here. But you can see it says dad there, but right there is the small blue cross. See it? That's the small blue cross. And then it says mum there. They're all jail tattoos. That's an anarchy sign. I'll tell you a funny story, right? So I could quite possibly make this into a video, but I'll tell you guys the story, right? So on my foot, right, I've got on the top of my foot, so I'm gonna have to do a fucking handstand for you to see it, really. Um, but I'm real funny at showing my feet anyway. But anyway, I'll tell you what I've got. So I tattooed on myself. In my head at the time, it was the best idea ever. It was like I wanted the Southern Cross, yeah, but I wanted, instead of stars, I wanted anarchy symbols, yeah. So I done the anarchy A's without the circle around it, yeah. So I'm sure you guys are all aware what the anarchy. Uh, anyway, I'm sure you all know what it is, right? So in my head, that was a fucking great idea. I was like, it's the Southern Cross. It's like, and it was very me. Do you know what I mean? Anarchy. So anyway, so I decided to. So I decided to do it, but I did the A's without the circle, right? And so they are quite literally just anarchy A's in the shape of the Southern Cross on the top of my foot. And so it's actually like, yeah. So anyway, I was about, I got pulled up to the front of the jail one time, which is exactly where you go when you get urine, right? So I'm just assuming I'm getting urine tested. And so they pull me into the urine room and everything. I was like, I swear I was getting urine tested. And so it's all security. It's not one uniformed screw. It's all the TOG. And so they tell me to start stripping off. I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, you just told me I'm not getting a fucking strip. I'm not getting a urine. Why would I be taking my clothes off, you fucking creeps? And they're like, mate, either you do it or we're going to be doing it forcefully. I'm like, well, we're going to be doing it forcefully because I don't understand why you're telling me to take my clothes off if I'm not doing the urine. If I'm not having a visit, there is no reason for you to be strip searching me right now. Now, I had nothing on me, right? I just was like, know the rules. And I knew that, like, there was, and they're like, listen, we need to fucking take photos of all your tattoos. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we need to take photos of all your tattoos. I was like, mate, I've got tattoos in places where you shouldn't be taking photos of. And that's a fact. I just can't, I was silly, you know? And, yeah, and so anyway, moving forward to the story. So anyway, I've done the tattoo so I can see the A's. So the A's are this way, like if I'm looking down at my feet, the A's are looking like A's to me, right? But get this, right? If you're standing looking at my feet, they look like V's with lines through them, right? So here comes the big fucking with the fucking, they're like, right, what's that? And I'm like, what? They're like, what is that on your foot? And I said, a fucking tattoo? Rocket scientist? What do you think it is? They go, what does it represent? I'm like, where is this even going? Like, I swear to God, this is like, it is like, and they are A's. They are not V's with a line through it. And so, anyway, they're like, we put it to you that those tattoos on your feet represent victims of yours since you've been here at Port Phillip. And I was like, what are you trying to fucking say? And they're like, we're telling you that you are fucking attacking people and fucking putting it on your feet. I'm like, my God, are you fucking recording this shit? You motherfuckers should write golden books. What the hell? I'm like, that is, in my head, anarchy on the Southern Cross. That's like, in my head, that's all it was. And like, my God, did this fucking stir up a big fucking load of bullshit over absolutely fucking nothing. Like, no one would ever be stupid enough to do something like that. That would just be dumb. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was not even close to what it even represented. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The tattoo that they were looking for, they didn't even fucking see anyway. It was so funny because they just got a heads up that fucking there was a new fucking jail crew getting around, rah rah rah, and they were all fucking branding the same fucking ink, yeah? And so that's where it was supposed to be going, and then they just took it down this fucking stupid road, and oh my god, yeah. Port Phillip Prison, mate. Never a dull moment at that joint, I tell ya. Yeah. Literally, yeah. And so the funniest thing was, right, because I'm being so combative about strip searching, but I know my rights. I'm like, I don't give a fucking shit. I'll fight every single one of yous right now with my clothes on. I don't care. And that's how it is. Like, I am not fucking taking my clothes off for you unless you are telling me why I'm taking my clothes off, because this is weird. You know what I mean? There's like 8 of you standing there, and not only that, a female supervisor, mind you, a female supervisor. She's like, don't worry about it. She's like, I've been here for 20 years. You know that. I've seen 100 dicks. Sorry, females, but like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What is this sideshow of a fucking prison that you run here? Like, seriously, like, yeah. Fucking, yeah. But here's the truth, right? That same supervisor was the first one to mark off and say that I could have my bird, because she obviously seen that since I had my bird that I was behaving myself, I will say, and they were like, let him have his fucking bird, for fuck's sake. And yeah, she was the first one to say he should have his bird. You know what I mean? It's keeping him out of trouble. And then yeah, it's pretty funny. She's like, I've seen 100. So you haven't seen mine? Bloody hell. Oh yeah, straight up. I can't even tell you. There isn't a part of my, like, listen, if I'm completely honest, I've said this before, you know, I think, you know, a small part of me will fucking, you know, live at Port Phillip forever. I seem to spend so many fucking years there that it was like, you know, so I was this weird feeling of like sadness and joy. It was the weirdest feeling ever when I found out it was closing. I was overjoyed that no other fucking man that goes through them fucking doors at Port Phillip Prison, life is on the line. And there's no other way I can put it, yeah? Because from the moment that you arrive on the truck, you are literally in the most dangerous grounds you've ever been in any fucking prison. I don't care what anyone says, where you've done prison, this and that, and I don't even care. Unless you've done fucking years in a maximum security prison and years at a jail like Port Phillip, yeah, people pass through there, yeah? People pass through there in units like Fishburn East, Fishburn West, Matilda East, Matilda West, you know, Salamander, units like that. Now, don't get me wrong, these are hectic units too, but they are very fucking long shot away from fucking Scarborough South and Scarborough North. I promise you. There is absolutely no comparison on how different it is. And like, I tell you, I promise you, that I say this all the time. People, it's so hard to fathom. There was no cameras at the fucking Port Phillip prison in the old units anyway. The new units that they built in fucking 2013, they had cameras, right? But every other fucking 15 units there did not. And so people were getting fucking taken out left, right and centre, like goodbye, never coming out of jail. You know what I'm saying? They're getting carried out in a casket because there was no fucking, yeah, like it was, you could never ever put it into context to someone who didn't do time in any of those. Like Port Phillip in itself is a fucking hectic prison, yeah? But then you've got like certain units that are like, you know, I've made videos on it and I don't care. Like you know, people will say Dosma at Barwon is probably worse. And it probably is at times. Do you know what I mean? But Mate, it's a government jail. It's a government jail. It's always going to be run like a government fucking jail, prison, whatever, you know? And private prisons are run very fucking differently. Let me tell you that. But I promise you, like, there's no, like, there's corruption everywhere, yeah? There's corruption in every fucking prison. There's no sugarcoating it. It is what it is. Like, yeah, but there's, there is not, I'll tell you something, yeah? So, Queensland done a royal commission into private prisons, and now private prisons in Queensland are absolutely never allowed to operate again. We still have private prisons here. Now, Port Phillip might be closed, but you still have Fulham, which is basically now what Port Phillip, like I've always said this, yeah. I never did Fulham, yeah. People try and tell me they see me at Fulham and that. I'm like, brother, I swear to God, I've done one B rating jail my whole fucking life, and I literally lasted there hours and ended up with a fucking attempted murder charge. And it's funny because people like, they know you've done jail and they're like, oh yeah, I'll tell, if I say I've been to this jail with him, he'll say, oh yeah. But like, jail's a very small world too, so it's very hard to say that as well. But like, people try it, so like, all the best to them, I guess. It's no fucking, like, here's me saying it straight to 110 people in here now. It is no claim to say you've been to prison. All that fucking admits is one thing, that you're a fucking idiot. And that's the truth. Do you know what I mean? I lived by this fake code for so fucking long. Now, don't get me wrong. You're still not going to see me in the fucking cop shop snitching on someone. It's just me, yeah? But I do not fucking actively fucking live that G code. Do you know what I mean? The G code. But don't get me wrong. I will turn the volume up real quick if people bring drama to me where me and my family are. You know, I will protect my family at all costs, and there will be victims. You know, and that's a fact. But it is no fucking claim to say you've been to prison. You know what I mean? Although, am I glad that I have had that experience? So now that I can be here to be able to do this here with you legends, yeah, fucking oath. But like, you guys never ever see me here. Like, you know, I don't promote it, yeah, and I don't generally, you know what I mean. I'm not bust a war story here, bust a war story there, but I'm not here going like fucking, you know what I mean. You'll never ever hear me say that I was the fucking toughest guy in the fucking prison and I fucking this and that. Never. You'll never ever hear me say anything like that. But at the same time, I was open to all offers. Don't fucking, you know what I mean? It's a very unforgiving environment. And unfortunately, when you live like that, you spend your time in prisons like Port Phillip. So you've got no one to thank but yourself for living in that environment, yeah? So it's very easy to, you know, but don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucking twisted either, yeah? Like, Barwon's still a hectic prison, yeah? It is fucking off the rails, next level fucking hectic. But it was just the corruption at Port Phillip that made it dangerous, yeah? The willingness and the quantity of screws that are willing to turn a blind eye to absolutely everything is like, you can't even, and that shit really doesn't happen in a government jail, yeah, government prison, whatever. Doesn't happen. The old turning of the blind eye doesn't really happen. Now, I just said it before. Does that mean that the corruption doesn't happen? No, because it's, wherever there is temptation, there will always be corruption, and that's a fact. Do you know what I mean? That applies to the fucking cops as well. Wherever there is temptation, there will always be corruption, and you know, the vast amounts of money what people are making these days on the street, it's very easy to fucking make people fucking think that it's raining dollars when they're on a fucking government wage, and yeah, you know. Yeah, I promised myself in 2017, last time in. Oh, legend. I'm over this shit. I said I'll never walk through a courtroom, etc. I'm going great. Had to lose some people, but I'm 60 now when we last in Biff. So this May, so next month, right? So I know the date and everything, right? So I was released on the 21st of May 2021. It was the last time I was in, and it's going to be a big day for me because it's 5 years for me, and like that's massive. I can't even tell you. There's not even been a 12-month period in my life where I didn't go to fucking jail since I was an adult, and that's a fact. Like, you know what I mean? Once again, not something that I'm proud of, but like fucking hell, like for me, I've got a jail statistic I can be proud of, and that's that I haven't been back. You know, so fuck yeah, and oi, fucking respect to you too, legend, for fucking keeping it real. And well, you know what? Because it's not easy to come on here and like bare your soul and be as open as that. So I really respect people that can come on here and keep it real. But you know what? That's exactly what makes us the best community on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Because everything's welcome here. No one's perfect, and we're all aware of that. And as a matter of fact, that there's a lot of people in the chat here that have lived, you know, different than the norm, and that's cool. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all somewhere now where we can all meet and talk about it and laugh about it and look back and say that we're proud of something. Do you know what I mean? That means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you guys too. I've never ever been arrested. I just like the cut of your jib. Oh, thank you, legend. Douche. Hey, Biff, do you feel like you have some PTSD from your prison experience? Yeah, bro. It's a fact. You have a look. You have a look at like what my reaction was like when Aussie Bushrangers, the legend, decided to sneak up on behind me when I was live. Do you know what I mean? That was moments. Don't get me wrong, love the legend. You know what I mean? But in prior times, I wouldn't have had that consequential thinking, and that's because of like it is what it is. It's PTSD. It's whatever. It's fucking trauma from living a fucking hectic life. Like I have been stabbed 7 times. I've been shot fucking twice. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's fucking trauma at the end of the day. And like it feels like at the end of the day when you're living on the wrong side of the track, so to speak, you're forever fighting a battle, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it just feels like you're forever fighting a war, at least with the cops. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing crime and that, and especially these days as well. Obviously, fucking the meth fucking changed the whole fucking crime and drug world and stuff like that. So, yeah. From your prison experience. I once met a bloke who did 25 years. He wasn't in a good frame of mind. Hey, listen, I'll tell you something though, right? So here's the truth. Oi, JJ, you bloody legend. So here's the absolute truth, yeah? Some people, like I probably am somewhat still institutionalized, right? But like I'm so much better than I used to be, right? But the truth is, like some people, um, and are just not built for that lifestyle in prison. You know what I mean? And doing a massive sentence is enough to like test your kilt. Like it's gonna like, you know what I mean? And I say this to anyone, right? Especially like when Port Phillip was open, and like if you're doing crimes these days, like people are doing hectic crimes because they got drug addictions, and these crimes are crazy now, and so like people are doing crazy crimes, so they go on a maximum security prison, and yeah, people find out real fucking quick, like if they're built for it or not. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter. You can know 100 blokes that have done prison, yeah? You can know 100 and know them left and right, know all their stories, like myself, you know what I mean? You guys have been here with me for, my YouTube's, it's a few years old now, so, but yeah, you get like, people find out whether they're built for it or not, is the gist of that. So, but here's the thing. Why would you ever want to find out? I feel like, and I don't want to even sound like these people, but like, I feel like, like kids hear music and fucking want to be what they hear in music. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I actually enjoy the music, what they say causes kids to do this, right? It's only because I grew up with it. It's fucking. But I understand it. It sends a fucking crazy message to the kids and this and that when they're, shanks and shivs. That's the name of the songs and shit like that. Um, yeah, it gives a wrong impression. And then, people that think they're about that life find out really quick that they're not really about that life. I did not know that was on. I could go and document that actually, considering I went to school with the bloke that done most of the massive street art around the town, and he's done heaps of the silo art as well. I don't care. I'll say his name, Sean Hossack. I went to high school with him. He's he's one of the most recognised artists in the area now because he's the one that done all the fucking silo art and stuff around the area. I think it's in fucking Gurumbat, Devonish, Tungamar, I think. Fucking St. James, something like that. It's everywhere. But all over Benalla as well. I'll tell you something though. There is an artist from Benalla who's fucking questionable, and I don't even give a fuck saying it. I'm not going to say his name. No. Anyway, the bloke that built the mural at Benalla, yeah. If you Google who built the mural at Benalla, you'll be able to find out who I'm talking about. Very questionable fucking. As a youngster growing up, I remember seeing things that shouldn't happen, with like younger girls and stuff. And I guess when you're younger, you're a little bit oblivious to fucking what the reality is really going on. But then obviously when we got older, we realised that this guy's a fucking creep. And fucking, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah. It is what it is, but I'll tell it for what it is. Went past Benalla the other day, 14-hour drive to Melbourne to see my grandparents. Oh yeah, nice. It's a good area. Badoos. Love you, mumsy. Hey, Biffo, I saw your video on that. But did you ever spend time in the Yellow Submarine? Apparently it goes very deep underground. That's why they call it the Yellow Submarine. It's painted yellow and it's underground. Yeah, they call it the Yellow Submarine or the Sub. But it's actually called Melbourne Remand Centre. It was the original. So the map was MRC at one stage too. So, but it's just the custody centre. Like that's just what it's known as. Under Uluru. Hey, that's the best mum in the world, that one. You do. If you get released, you do. You know when you see people get released from the roller doors, yeah? You know when you see on the news, if like crooks get let out and they get let out through you always see them get let out from some roller door, yeah? That's the custody centre, which is underneath Melbourne Magistrates Court. And it's just known as the custody centre, but that's what it's called, but like we call it the sub because it's the yellow submarine because it's painted yellow and they never turn the lights off ever. I was telling JJ the other day. I said it's an art form to sleep in a police cell actually when you've been locked up because they never turn the lights off ever. They never ever go off, and they're like fucking big ass bright fucking halogen lights that fucking give you a suntan like this sucker. Yeah, I heard some horrible stories about the yellow submarine. I'll tell you what, it was worse when the police used to run it, right? The cops used to run it until about, I don't know, early 2000s. I don't want to pinpoint it because, like, might get it wrong. But it was early 2000s, maybe fucking 2004 or 5. Maybe even 6 even, I'll say that. But yeah, the police used to run it, yeah? Now, let me tell you something. That was something else, yeah? When you had fucking, that was crazy. Because, like, there was real fucking beatings going on and shit. Like, it was crazy. At least some type of professionalism, like, when, well, I believe it's Corrections Victoria that run it now. Or is it G4S? No, I think it's Corrections Victoria. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, it's the worst, and that's the truth too. And the TV being stuck, like there is a TV, right? So some of the if you've been naughty, you're not going to a yard that's got a TV in it. If you've been naughty anyway, but they'll probably move you to the map anyway. But like so, the TV's usually stuck on one channel all day, and um, but I think now they've got the fucking things on. I don't know if they've got them there or not anymore. Do they still have the fucking? They used to have like the TVs at the custody centre, and same in the holding cells when you go to county court as well. They have you used to be able to have. They used to have these little metal button like they were touch sensors, and they were fucked because they were like 100 years old, and you'd have to sit there and fucking like rub it like to get heat on it so it would fucking change the channel. Times are tough. I'll tell you what they used to have as well. Anyone who's done time there will remember this. Same at the map. Remember when they used to have the lighters in the wall? And it was like the worst thing ever. If you ever got seen lighting your fucking smokes off that fucking lighter in the wall, you'd just hear a whole yard go, oh, you fucking, like, yeah. And yeah, you'd see it every day you were at the map. Is the big rocket still in the park? So, I think I read something that they were going to move it or something, but I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Don't know. I don't live in Benalla. Yeah, the lighter in the wall. It was different, but you could use the lighter in the wall. Oh, you remember this? Remember this at the custody centre? This is how it will work. Yeah, you get locked up. You just been locked up. You got a fucking packet of fucking holiday 40s on you or Horizon 40s on you. Yeah. Guess what? This is what happens. Yeah, they go righto. They'd let you in, and then they'd go righto. Hand your smokes out, or they'd hand them out for you. But if you'd done a bit of time, they'd let you hand your smokes out. But that's what you had to do, yeah? If you came in with a packet of smokes, you had to share them out with the boys. And that's like just how it went down. and it'd be like they would wait for blokes to come through that door because they knew that's what was going on. Because if someone come through with a packet of smokes, even if they've got one in there, like you better guarantee you that fucking 30 blokes are having a fucking go on that. Probably say closer to 20 actually. I think it's maybe 25 actually. But at the sub, like they've got like two different sides. They've got like it's fucking massive there. They've got like so many different holding cells there as well. Like they've got all of those cells. You know when you first get there and they've got where they strip search you, and then you look down there, like there's like they're all cells as well. They don't use them. I don't fuck knows what they use them for. Never seen them operated them once. Yeah, the dairy distribution, that's what it was. But you know what? It was a respect thing too. And like it was just like, yeah, something that was like, it was the last vice that you kind of had in prison, now, like, you watch, it won't be long. They'll be taking people's coffee away and then there'll be riots again. Nah, they won't do that. But, yeah, like that's the only kind of, outside thing that you can do in prison now. Like, because smoking was like, oh, well, you've just given me fucking 10 years. At least I can have a white ox. There's a way up there. Oh, the old handover or standover, you reckon? You know what? I never ever agreed with that. But like, listen, to say that I've never done that would be a lie, right? But like, the only people I ever did that to were people that did that to other people. I'll be like, righto, you want to go do that to someone that's weaker than you? You're going to now feel like what it's like to be bullied, you fucking bully. I hated that shit. Do you know what? My whole prison career, I fucking hate it, yeah? Because, like, obviously, my first prison sentence, I must have been fucking 70 kilos wringing wet. You know what I mean? You don't walk in there with a name. You got to fucking make it yourself. And, like, it's fucking hard, man. And, like, yeah. It's different. It was different. Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh, yeah. Like, I've just fucking lost everything, but at least I can have a fucking white ox and fucking, But now it's like, this is exactly what it's like, yeah? Because, like, you're taking people off the street that are addicts, yeah? So they're like, no drugs, no smokes, no coffee. They're really happy people to be around at all costs, at all times. At the map. The map is never, ever not like that. When you get to other jails and prisons, yeah, right, it starts like evening out a little bit. And although people use drugs every day, it's different, right? So like, it's hard to explain, but like, it just kind of starts even. It's like people fucking lose their shit when they first get locked up, like some people get locked up very fucking cooked too. Like, I'll be 100% honest. Like, people get locked up fucking cooked, man. Like, yeah, like, ice has never been my thing, yeah? So, like, do you know, when I done my 9 years, right, I got locked up 2010. It was right when the epidemic fucking was starting to get its fucking legs. And I seen it happen in front of me. It was like, I seen people that I respected and actually, not feared, but like you knew that these fucking, like if you were to bring fucking business, like if you were to like, go to town with these people, they were going to come to town back with you, right? Them type of people. And like respected people. And I remember like obviously coming in as a youngster, a kid really, these people that I looked up to, stupid, looking up to people in prison, I know. But I look up to these people and they were highly respected people in prison. Then ICE came around with a fucking vengeance, mate. And I'll tell ya, I just seen it happen because, like, I got locked up and then done me 9 years. Like, I seen it happen in front of my eyes. Like, it was just like very rapid, gradual kind of thing, if that makes sense. Like, and it was happening. Like, you'd see people and then like, you'd see that bloke would be out for 6 months and then they'd come back and they were like literally a shell of the person that they fucking got out as. And like, you'd be like, fucking hell, bro. Like, fuck, you fucking getting on the ice too, and like it just like you could just see it happening. It was crazy, and like it's crazy. And now it is prevalent in prison as it is outside. I promise you. Big market, and that's why there will always be corruption, because there's always big money to be made, and the screws want in on it. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to chuck the music up for you for a sec. I'm just going to go put some dinner on. I still haven't eaten any dinner yet, so I'm just going to go quickly chuck some dinner on, and I'll be back in. How did that go in my Xbox? Alright, I'll be back. Ease up, Tiger. Ease up, Tiger.
Cold nights, fast fights, had nothing to lose. Wrong side of the tracks, wrong friends, wrong calls. Learn real quick how to build brick walls. Sirens sang lullabies, steel doors slammed. Mama prayed hard, but the street shook my hand. Ink on my skin, dirt on my name. Every day surviving inside the flames. On my chest, loyal to the code, never scared of the test. In and out of cells, counting days by the light, sleeping with one eye open every night. I was waiting for the door to get kicked right in. The blue lights are old enemies grinning. 4 times death, tried to take my breath. 4 times I stood back up from the edge. I ain't a preacher, I'm a prime example. Lived the wrong way, yeah, I gambled, I wore the scars, I paid the cost, almost lost my life, almost lost it all. Now I stand here, saying hear me loud, that life ain't freedom, it'll bury you down. From nightclub nights to a brand new crew, chaos crew forever, yeah, this one's for you. Lessons you don't forget, how fast you lose everything you protect. Miss birthdays, miss first steps, hardest things living with the regrets. Family hurt every time I fell, every phone call was another hell. Promised myself one day I'm done, but the cycle's strong when it's all you've known. Some change when I looked in their eyes. Kids need a father, not another goodbye. Second family found me through a screen. Didn't judge the past, just believed in me. Now the knock on the door don't freeze my soul. No more warpaths, no more patrols. I tell the truth cause I live that lie. And I don't want you to learn it my way. I ain't a preacher, I'm a prime example. Live the wrong way, yeah, I gambled, I wore the scars, I paid the cost. Almost lost my life, almost lost it all. Now I stand here, saying hear me loud, that life ain't freedom, it'll bury you down. From nightclub nights to a brand new crew,
Aussie knucklehead, what's going on? I knew when I walked out to freedom, if I didn't leave all that hate and feeling sorry for myself, I'd still be in prison. And that's the truth too. But George, thank you for the silver star, Joel. That's the truth too. Yep. You gotta fucking put it all behind you. Which, admittedly, it's not like it's harder for. It's not like, you know, there's no written book for it, but yeah.
This ain't just a channel.
Oh,
This ain't just a screen.
nothing special tonight. Just a quick what's for dinner? Yeah, just a quick chuck together tonight. Didn't really have much time to do much, to be honest. Have you heard of anyone doing a few months stint over unpaid push bike helmet fines back in the 90s? Wait, do you know what? That's, yeah, I swear to God, I actually have, right? And you're talking to this person right here. I've told the story. I called my fines in, yeah? So anyway, people that don't know, if you've got like a whole lot of parent fines, like, which is what they are, you just can't pay off court fines, yeah? So like if you've got speeding fines, fucking e-tag fines, and it's in the fucking tens of thousands, you can go to prison and pay that off if you like. I don't know how much it is now. I think it's over $200 a day. But back when I did it, it was $113 a day. And I owed $19,000 in fines, right? And then I went for bail. And I got bail, and then I'm waiting for my solicitor to fucking come in and give me the bail paper so I can sign it and go home. And he's shaking his head, and I'm going, nah, mate, nah, I don't want to hear nothing. I said, I just got bail. My mum and my nana here, like, I'm going home today, mate. I just got bail. He goes, no, you're not. He goes, you know when you called your fines in when you got to the map? Because that's what everyone does, yeah? If you know about it, you do it. If you're doing prison time anyway, you may as well pay off your court fines. It's 200 and something bucks a day. But when I did it, it was 100. You may as well pay them off $113 a day when you're going to be sitting in there doing nothing anyway. So everyone does it, yeah? But guess what? Don't do it if you're going to be fucking wanting to go for bail, because you're not going to go for bail, because there's only one way you can go for bail, and that's if you pay the money. And I had to fucking pay the money, and I had to borrow that money, which was fucking embarrassing, and obviously fucking pay it back. But anyway, like, yeah, people don't know that you can pay your fines off. But if you do that, like, people are like, oh yeah, I've just been locked up for my fines. People do get locked up for their fines, yeah? Like, they can send you to prison for, like, and I promise you, I know, because I didn't pay push bike. I lived in Benalla, yeah? You cannot ride around there without a light on your bike, a fucking helmet, otherwise you get fines, and they are ridiculous about it. I've had two of my friends get done for drink driving on skateboards. That's how fucking stupid they are there, right? Here's the truth though. You guys, let it be known. Push bike, skateboard, rollerblades, anything that is classed as a toy vehicle is still classed as a vehicle, and you need to be in operation of it, and when you are drunk, it's dangerous being around people, blah, 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 blah. Drink driving. Two friends, right? And both happened at the exact same spot. Both of them were skateboarding over the bridge, and fucking the booze bus was right there, and they were skateboarding past the booze bus. The booze bus was like, come here. And they're both like at both times, two different people. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm on a skateboard. Truth. Yep. Toy vehicle. Toy vehicle. Same. Get this too. So like, you know how like I see it a lot. I've seen it a lot growing up too. Like you see old people cruising down the pub on their mobility scooters. Yeah. Guess what? You can get done for drink driving on a mobility scooter. No shit. Anything that has got fucking wheels on it and is not stationary, you can get done for drink driving on it. Alright. Now, my brain just went fucking mental then and was thinking about what's got wheels. And I was like, I'm sitting on a fucking office chair right now, so my gaming chair, it's got wheels on the bottom. I don't know. I wonder if they do for that. Should I try? Nah. That was silly. If I didn't feel like I've just been, had brick wall after brick wall with my license over the past few years, and like I said, we are hours away from that day coming back to me. So, we won't be doing anything silly. Hey, Tex Buddles! I've been lucky then, crashed on my scooter drunk, police woke me up and put me on my way, lucky. Yeah, 100%. And you know what? You hear about it a lot in the city because it is very common for people when they're like, say for instance, you and your boys have fucking just left the Crown, you've had a big fucking night, you've been pissing on all night, you walk out, what do you think's in front of you? There's like fucking 10 glowing fucking scooters and fucking electric bikes like that are just glowing there for fucking drunk people. They literally say, ride me. But unfortunately this is not Bali, so it's big trouble for that shit. This was in Melton at 1 a.m. Damn, I would say you're still pretty lucky though in Melton, like to, do you know what I mean? Like, cause obviously I know Melton and yeah. It's as big as a town gets out of Melbourne that's not Melbourne. You know what I mean? That's pretty close too. Like the rest of them along the way there. Would you do a video on the MTS gang? Maybe. I knew a lot of them boys. We got away with so much for two at a pub in Shep. True. Did anyone ever do the Bendigo one? Did anyone ever do that? We did that. I don't even know what the number of pubs it was at the time, but I know there's not as many now. I know a lot of the pubs in Bendigo closed over COVID, and I know that because I was living in Bendigo at the time. And when I got fucking locked up my last time, when I went back for my parole breach, I was living in Bendigo at the time, but I got locked up in Benalla. I went to Benalla to buy, you just know the story, to buy a pup for my kids. And anyway. Yeah, that's all. How good is it being Australian? Do you know what? It's fucking good, mate. It's good being Australian. Do you know what? It actually warms my soul, like going to a public event in 2026 and it being such a positive environment in there. And like, I don't really like not fitting in those environments. Do you know what I mean? Like, people have got tattoos on their face all over those joints, you know. So like, yeah, I don't. I'm not a even though JJ, if she's still here, this is what JJ was saying when we were walking through the crowd to get through quicker. She's like, quick, 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 he's got tattoos on his face, get out of the way, he's got tattoos on his face. I'm like, shush. Bloody hell, I'm gonna have to start doing kung fu in a minute. Yeah, what a good night. It was a good night. That was actually, it was about 2 seconds after that where I realised that JJ goes, who's Honest AV? And I was like, what? I go, why? And she goes, that's who the support band is. I was like, no, it's not. She goes, it is, because yeah. Anyway, I've already said this story tonight, but yeah, I can't even tell you. That made my night so much. I was like, fuck, I can't even believe that. I was like, what are the chances of that happening? Like, one of my favourite bands right now. And you know what? Such a dude, he is that guy. And like, that's why I really relate to his music, because I feel like, you know, he sings about like what my life used to be, you know, and he sings about that's what his life, you know. But yeah, I appreciate his music, and yeah, it literally blew my mind. I was like, no fucking way that this is happening right now. Because it was already going to be awesome, because like I actually really rate MGK as well. Yeah. Hey Biff, did you see Fat got caught out promoting a dog ex-prison warden being... No, I didn't, bro. I didn't. Nah. Original CI and PFAK boys are still relatively anonymous and would prefer it that way. That's probably true. And I get asked, you know, and although I actually know a lot of the original PFK boys playing for keeps, obviously it's hard not to know them people when you've done fucking a lot of prison time. So as a matter of fact, right, so fucking when I done my 9 years, Zimmer was doing his fucking... I know Zimmer wasn't PFK, just in case you guys thought that I... Yeah, alright, so obviously I know Zimmer was not PFK. Anyway, but yeah, so I done most of my time with him then, because he was in on his big one then too. So yeah. Yeah, look, do you know what I mean? It's actually like, it'd be pretty hard, right? Like, there's so many people even in this chat right now to say that I've done as much prison time as I've done and not have done it, and you know, like I literally put my own name on the line because I fucking can, and you know, and so because I did live that life, you know, but I feel like, anyway, I love this song. Oh, you're taking your son to Megadeth? That'd be fucking awesome. That is mad. Douche. I would like to see Megadeth myself. Ever hear of freestyle rapper Harry Mack? Yeah. Not a huge fan of that normally, but he's got that knack. Oh no, he's really good. He's the guy that really started off that pick a word fucking rapping stock, like for lives and stuff like that. Yeah, I rate Harry Mack as well. Actually, I think that kind of fucking like listen like sometimes like yeah, anyone that can string a sentence together like that, you've got to do nothing but appreciate it. On your Biff, it's good to hear your perspective on life and what you've been through and where you're at. Hey, no worries, ill set. Thank you. Check out Hate Complex. Oh yeah? How many times has this happened? That's why I stole the pens last night. Well, it's not stealing them when they're for free, yeah? And I actually asked every time if I could have one. It was just a different worker every time. They're actually made out of wood. Their pens made out of wood. They're going back to their old roots. I feel like Granddad'd be fucking proud out there making pens on his fucking wood lathe. On your pop. Rightio, Hate Complex. Hate Complex. Hey, I don't know what it's called. The movie. It's an animated fucking cartoon with that skeleton, and he does that fucking scissor thing. And you know, like those people on TikTok, and they see shit on fucking like TikTok, and then they see if it's real or not. And so he actually does this thing with scissors with a bit of paper, and then when you go like this, it's a spider in a spider web. Yeah. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? This cartoon. I know that I know it. Like it's like I know that I know. I can picture the characters perfectly, but I just can't think of the fucking name. But anyway, that's real. Did you guys know that? It's actually so that exact fucking thing, what he does in that, I seen it on social media. So that's how I know it's real, because it was on social media. Peter Pennington, what's going on, mate? Chaos, what's going on, skis? Oh yeah, wait. See that? See how easily I get sidetracked? I'm fucking back on track. Hate Complex. Was that a band, or do you think I've got that? No, I'm joking. Do you know what? I remember the first time I ever got when you go to court, you get a fucking you get a psych report done. Now, I can't explain to you. Like, I guess it's because it explains if you've got fucking screws loose and stuff like that. But anyway, do you know what? The exact wording on that when I got read out to court, when my solicitor said it, I actually felt like swinging on my solicitor, because it said that guy that done that fucking psych report on me said I was a social retard. A social fucking retard. I was like, I took that to heart. Really, that cut me really deep. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm not I am the opposite from a social retard. As a matter of fact, I'm probably more that now than I've ever been. But like, you know, I am the least like non-sociable person. You know, a social retard, right? Because sometimes what people see on paper is not always what it is. So I'll tell you this for a fact as well. So when I done my 9 years, I had to do what's called the high VIP. I am a serious violent offender. When you become a serious violent offender, you have to do either the medium VIP or the high VIP. And I had to do the high VIP, which is a very intensive program. That's what the VIP fucking stands for, I'm telling you. It's called the Violent Intervention Program. Anyway, so it's called the High Intensity Violence Intervention Program, to be absolutely fucking on the money right there. So anyway, you get fucking scored, blah, blah, blah. If you're not that naughty, you do the medium one. If you're a fucking dickhead like me, you do the fucking high VIP. But I'll tell you something, right? So I've said this a million times on this live. So that lady that done that, I won't say her name, right, out of respect, yeah? But I've told her to her face, yeah? I said, you literally changed my life. You've got no idea. I said, you made me look at violence in a way that people have been trying to get me to look at for so long, and literally changed my whole outlook on fucking life with this program. It really did change the way I looked at everything after doing that program. Now I say this, that doesn't happen to everyone, yeah, but anyone who done that program with me, with fucking, it was two ladies that did that course, but I was supposed to do a course by myself, yeah? So anyway, you do an interview with these people, and she said to me, she said, I actually came down with a screw because, like, you on paper is fucking scary. Like, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, look at this shit. She's like, and then she got to her point. She's like, you are absolutely not the person who you are on paper. And she made sure that when I completed that course, graduated it, because I have to, and if you do not do that course, you do not get parole. And I wanted parole because I wanted to go home. And and she made sure she let me know that the person that she met when she first met me was still not the person that was on paper. She said, but you are most definitely not the person that I thought you were before I'd met you. And I actually not fucking just, I just have to show respect where respect is fucking owed. And that lady was able to do something to me and fucking made me understand violence on so many different levels that didn't even come into my fucking realm of thinking. And yeah, now I think differently and act differently and act accordingly. And like, usually if I'd have gone to a concert, I would have been like, 4 different ways sideways. And I had 3 drinks last night, and I kept it that way because, like, and then you know what? I didn't have one like through the whole concert, and then that very nice lady that was sitting next to me and JJ asked us if we wanted a drink and bought us a drink, and so I felt obliged to do it. But the reason I do that is because I don't trust myself drunk in public, and that's a fact. I do not trust myself drunk in public. For this simple fact is, my temper in the past has been very explosive and got me in so much trouble, hence why I've done so much fucking prison time. And I just don't trust myself when I'm drinking, because the truth is, most of my very first prison sentence were all because of, shit that I did with alcohol in my system. And were other drugs involved? Fucking oath. But like, was the alcohol that used to fucking, like, I used to just drink myself to oblivion, kinda. And when you're taking other drugs as well. And I'm not preaching, I'm not fucking here promoting drugs or anything here. I'm just saying, I always say this shit. I'm not a preacher, I'm a prime example, as the song says, as a matter of fact. If you do the opposite of what I did, you should do pretty well in life. Yeah, and so I've got to be real about it too, yeah, because like, sometimes my appearance for some people is an invite for a fight. Like, some people see someone that looks like me and they think that when they're drunk, especially, that I want to fight them just because of the way I look, I must come off as like, and I don't want to fight you, but like if you put your fucking hands on me, I will fight you, and like, and so I can't, and I don't have that. At least when I'm fucking sober, I have that consequential thinking. When I'm drunk, the consequential thinking is like, yeah, I know. That's why I don't go out in public. I don't go to nightclubs. I don't fucking go to pubs. I don't. Do you know what I mean? It's because I don't trust me. It's not that I don't trust other people. It's because I don't trust me. And that's why I don't fucking go out and drink and stuff. Because, like, you know. But, like, yeah, I trust myself and I am a very capable adult and, yeah, can definitely you know, in the right situations like last night, I know how to pace myself out and, you know, I don't have to be, you know, that was one of my problems when I was fucking party animal, dickhead, criminal, bikey, fuckhead. You know, I thought that I had to do everything high to enjoy it. And that's like such a false fucking reality that I was living in. And yeah, that was like, I just thought that I couldn't enjoy life if I wasn't high, really high. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean, you all know I am, well, was medical marijuana, but yeah, so. But yeah, I don't. You'll never. Yeah, there's not an amount of money. There is not an amount of money that could pay me to. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I go places where people take drugs. Yeah, like you guys would know the same thing. It's not just criminal circles where drugs get taken. Yeah, and so some adults take recreational drugs. It's just a fucking fact of life. And so I have been to places where people have taken drugs, and I am so fucking. It's when you know you have got to somewhere in your life when you can be around that shit, and no one would dare offer me anything. Don't worry about that. But like when you can be around it and know that like I can be around it and it's not an issue. Now, do I hang around these people still? Absolutely not. But like since I have been sober, which is like obviously, you know, 5 years, but like, you know, in those first years, there were people before, you know, I had to literally cut everybody off, and that was a fact. And it wasn't, this was the truth, yeah. I was the mind that if you cared about my sobriety and about me making milestones in my addiction fucking process, then you wouldn't do drugs around me. True or not? And so that's the thought process that made me realize like, yeah, maybe, you know, we'll just like keep you at arm's length and like, you know, I'll never like, but yeah, I do not hang around with people that fucking take drugs. And so it's like, yeah, it's something that I'm actually quite fucking proud of, to be honest. And yeah, I'm also a single father too, guys, you know, and so my boys, so as you guys know, Ryder just turned 18. I've got to set examples for these children because there was times when I was setting the wrong examples, but not intentionally. I mean, I guess, you know, I'd never really looked at it at the scope of things that I look at things now. At the time, I didn't know that I was setting bad examples for my children, and you know, I just thought my thought process was like, I'm doing what I've got to do to feed my family. I'm a single dad. That's what I do. You know what I mean? Like I've always, that's just me. You know, my boys will eat, and that's just it. You know, and but it was also like that thought process needed to fuck off too. And I spoke about this in the live the other night. You know, that was hard for me. That was a hard part of my sobriety, and not only sobriety but being crime free as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I say this all the time. Once you've been an addict, you're an addict your whole life, yeah? And like it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's something that is. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to be able to get away from it. Oh, thank you, Josh Gore, for your membership, you legend. But crime was hard for me to walk away from too, because I'm a single dad, and I would get to points where I'm literally like a single father looking after three teenage boys, and like times were tough, and like it was very hard for me. People would fucking say, "Oi, do you want to fucking make some money, bro?" And it was very hard for me to like. It was like it was like I need you guys to understand. Like it's hard for people to walk away from some people to walk away from crime. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking yeah, and like you're gonna get the haters saying, "Why didn't you just go get a fucking job?" Well, I have a face card. Yeah, I have a face card and a criminal history. Well, if you believe what the fucking Herald Sun says, that's as thick as a phone book. So it's hard for people like me. But like I made my own bed, I will lie in it, and yeah, I am my own boss anyway. Douche. Bluetooth to me. Let's go. Yeah, oi, Lee Steele. And that's exactly how I look at it now. And so, you know, I would at one time say that I, try to live with no regrets and that. But I think you have to regret some things to, like, be on a reality playing field there. Otherwise, yeah. But, yeah, like literally, I have never been in a more comfortable place in my life. Like, you know, there's no going to do crime on the horizon because I can't feed my children, or, um, yeah, and that's basically what it came down to. At the end of the day, I was a fucking single dad, and fucking like, don't get me wrong, I've told the stories. I got out, got custody of all my children, done the right thing. Got my crane license, started my own business. Like when Harvey's into business with someone, my business partner, I literally owned everything. The house I was living in, the car I was driving, the motorbike I had, and this was all within fucking 12 months of being out of prison. And then, like, that was all very quickly snatched away from me when my business partner stole everything from me. Everything. Like, I had I couldn't fucking yeah, and so I had to fucking sell where I was living. Now, did I live in a house? No, but I lived in a cabin that I owned that was fucking my own, and I fucking owned it, and it was fucking 3 bedrooms. It was fucking, do you know what I mean? It was mine. It didn't matter. It wasn't a house. It was a fucking whatever you call them, that they were like fibre rock or whatever it's called. It's a cabin. They're not. It's like it's fucking still a house. It's a fucking cabin, but yeah. But anyway, I lost it all. I lost everything. Like bang, that's it. Like all gone. And then so, had to fucking sell everything to fucking be able to live. And then, yeah, bang. As soon as I fucking got off parole, I was like fucking bang, straight back to what I knew, and ended back up in jail, didn't I? But yes, coming up the 21st of May next month will be 5 years me being out of prison, and I done 12 months, so it'll be me being 6 years drug free, because I made a promise to myself, because the day I got arrested, I can't even tell you, like that really fucking hurt me. Like I was addicted to stuff, and like it fucking hurt to be locked up, and I told myself that, yeah, that's it, you can't do this anymore, like, so you just can't do this shit anymore. And like shit like goes south real quick, you know what I mean? And fucking, when you're a single father, that is a single father that has full custody of his children, not 50-50 custody, not weekend custody, 100% fucking custody, because well, yeah, just because. And so, you know, when you get sent to prison, yeah, it is very frowned upon by judges and by child protection and the Department of fucking Health and Human Services, whatever the fucking, however you say it, the fucking DHS, whatever the fuck they are. Anyway, they really fucking, and so, yeah, I really have been put through the ringer. They took Ryder off me for 12 months. And yeah, I fucking proved them all wrong again. And yeah, I mean, my boys are adults now, do you know what I mean? So, like, I mean, but like, still had custody right up from this is what happened. I said, when I get out, I'm going to get custody of my children, blah, 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 blah. Did I go back to fucking prison for 12 months for a fucking parole breach? I did, yeah. And did I do something stupid? I did, you know. But I will say this, right? You guys know the story. It's like all over. You just type my name into the fucking Google and it's called the Herald Sun story. It's called Chaos in the Court. And yeah, so you know the story. So yeah, I wouldn't have done it any other way. If someone attacked my car tomorrow with my children in the car, they would be getting ran over. I don't give a fucking shit. Like, that is the price you fucking pay if you want to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, try to hurt me while my children are in the car. Like, you're playing a very dangerous game. That's why I got locked up and got done a parole breach for, do you know what I mean? My car got attacked by fucking literally, if you fucking even read what the fucking newspapers say, but what I have is witness statements, and there was literally 30 different people holding weapons, they say, be it chairs, scooters, fucking metal poles, baseball bats. Ryder at the time, right? So this was 5 years ago. So, well, 6 years ago. So Ryder was only 12, and Ryder was in the back seat. My 15-year-old son was sitting in the front seat. I just pulled over to go, we're going to buy a puppy for them. And just by chance, I run into the wrong people, you know. And they thought that on this day, they didn't see that I had my kids in the car. Yeah, I get out of the car and I see them coming at me and I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, do you think I'm going to run away from you or something? I'll go, I've got my fucking kids in the car, yeah? Let me go take my kids away and I will fucking come straight back. You just know I will. Don't do this shit with my kids here, please. Like, fucking please, I'm asking you that. Like, don't do it, yeah? And so they, because like, right? And so they all had weapons in their hands. And so I jumped my mate's fence and grabbed a scooter and I said, look, we can all play like that, but like, we don't want it to go to, oh, don't do this with my kids here, yeah? And I fucking put the scooter down, I got back in my car and was about to take off. And then fucking bang, the first baseball bat went straight through the back seat because Ryder's always been a big boy, yeah? So he's fucking like 6'2" right now. He's a fucking big boy and he's fucking like, he's always been bigger and fucking so their excuse to the police is they thought there was two adults in the car. Well, my 15-year-old was not as big as Ryder and so that excuse didn't fly. So yeah, I'll tell the story again. My car was getting smashed in by baseball bats. Every window in the car got smashed, yeah? And fucking my brain's like working overdrive. And so all I did, I drove fucking 150 metres around the corner, dropped my kids off at my mate's joint and drove back literally at 100 miles an hour trying to run everyone over. And fucking tried parking my car right in their fucking lounge room, actually. And I got fucking charged for it. And fucking, yeah. Oi, thank you, Jimmy Aussie. But yeah, that was the last time I went to prison. That's why I got locked up. You know, the paper make it sound like I fucking did something bad. Like I fucking done the right thing. Like, yeah, all right, I probably should have kept on driving. That would have been the right thing, yeah? But I was like, motherfuckers, you were just trying to hurt my kids. Like, you have just crossed the fucking line that there is no coming back from now. Like, that's just, you have just crossed the line. And you know what the funniest thing was, right? The funniest thing was, so all of the original group of people that approached me, and there was 5 of them, yeah, and I was by myself, bar my children. And, you know, they were coming at me like they wanted to fight me. And I'm like, I wasn't backing down. I'm saying, like, listen, like, you let me go drop my kids off if you really want to do this, you know. And fucking, yeah, they didn't want a part of it, you know. I tried to do everything I could to diffuse that situation. Did I turn it up to 100? Yeah, I fucking did. And I would do that again. If someone did that with my fucking kids in the car, expect my fucking car to be parked in your fucking lounge room within the next hour. I swear. And that's just how it will go down. And that's what should happen to people who try and hurt children. There's, you know what I mean? Like, your son's Ryder, 15, and he's 6'1". Damn, it must be the name. Or even as a young kid too, like, he's always walked like me, yeah? He's like always got, it's almost impossible. Did you know this year? I don't know if you guys knew this, but like they now can forensically test your gait. Right? Now I'm not talking about the thing what separates your fucking driveway from the nature strip. I'm talking about the way you walk, yeah? That's called your gait. Everyone has their own personal fingerprint, which is called a gait. Now I'll tell you something right now. They are currently convicting people because of their gait. That is what it's called. Every single person has their own particular gait. But I'll tell you what, if there is anyone that's got one very fucking close to mine, and this young kid has fucking had it pinned since he was like very young. Like he just the way he walks, he's very proud. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah. I'm 100. Yeah, that's it. And I think any father would do the same. Like, I look back now, all right, and I can see what I did was wrong, yeah? But here's the truth. Like, so there was wrongs being done on both parties here. It wasn't like I brought the wrong to them. They're the ones that started it. And it's like, well, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, the old fucking bring a knife to a gunfight type thing. Like, um, am I excusing my behaviour? No, I'm not. I'm saying it's fucking ridiculous. But I promise you, if it happened tomorrow, I would do it again. And that's just me being a father. And like any father should think the same. You know what I mean? Am I going to go out tomorrow and fucking run people over when I get my license back? Definitely not. Do you know what I mean? Very far, like the very furthest you can get from that is my type of driving. But yeah, I have to be real about it too. Do you know what I mean? I'm a father at the end of the day, full stop, and that's what comes first, I'm afraid. What's good wood? I don't know, fucking red gum, white box, fucking, I don't know, tie a yellow ribbon round an old oak tree. I don't know. I don't follow wood, but you know what? JJ, if she's still in the chat, she knows wood. She fucking chops her own firewood and other people's actually. White book box is beautiful wood. Do you know what? I was testing my fucking skill, my wood knowing skills. I could have fucking threw out a few more. I could have said like jarrah, teak. You know what I mean? I could have really fucking. There is this fucking wood that is absolutely insane. I don't know why. I think it's because I hang around JJ and she must watch wood videos or something. Because sometimes wood videos come up. But I don't go out looking for wood videos. But anyway, I now know that there's this wood from China that's very expensive. And it actually looks really fucking cool, this stuff. But if I'm honest, have you guys seen the stuff what people are doing like with wood and that acrylic stuff? Like some of the shit what people are doing with that acrylic as a whole is actually, yeah, if anyone else has ADHD, you'll see something like that and want to do it. Because I do. Every time I see something like that, it's like, that's my new hobby. I'm going to do that. Also, every time I see hydro dipping, you guys know what hydro dipping is? Every time I see that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go get some fucking hydro dipping sheets and I'm going to fucking hydro dip some shit. What are you going to hydro dip, Biff? Like, really, what are you going to hydro dip, mate? I hate it. I hate having ADHD. I've got 17 different fucking, like, hobbies that I want to start in my head at all times. As soon as I see something, it looks cool, and I think I can do it, I want to do it. This is the truth, but like I am also I am also someone who has 5 projects going at once, yeah? Never finishing one, never finishing one, but it's always okay to start another project if you've got a project going, if you think you can do that project. Because you never know, you might finish it, you just don't know. We wouldn't be here today if I didn't have that same thought about YouTube legends, and here we are. Boxing is absolutely fucking awesome for ADHD. Do you know what? So true. Because, like, if you really want to get dialed in on something with your ADHD, boxing's a thinking game. We all know that. And, yeah, boxing's a very good... It's very good for your fucking Richard Cranium, actually. Well, not in the long run, but, I mean, it's good for teaching people morals and a lot of things like that. Any martial art, not just boxing. I think you learn a different respect for humankind when you can hurt people with your hands and your fucking leg. I don't know. Biff Tiger Woods. I will say this, yeah. Never ever interested. No way. Like, I've had me mates back in the day, they'd be like, oh, you want to come down the driving range? I'd be like, yeah, all right, sweet. Never ever an interest to do it. I just can't. I just can't for the life of me. Now, my brother, on the other hand, my brother can literally, in the fucking vanilla, what's it called? Fucking Amstel, maybe? The golf club fucking there on Midland Highway at the start when you just come off the Hume. Anyway, he's a good golfer, my brother. I don't know. I have no care for it. Do you know, when I was younger, I was the one on top of the roof, like I told you, when my mate inherited a hang glider. He had no use for it. I seen nothing but practical uses for a hang glider in my head. And as a matter of fact, like, even on Facebook, like, literally probably maybe 8 months ago, someone was selling an ultralight, like this, like, small airplane. And I was like, why wouldn't you buy that? Like, what? Who doesn't want an airplane? And, like, that's just what my ADHD brain thinks like. And it's silly sometimes. But, yeah, I didn't buy an ultralight because I put it on Facebook. I was like, look how cheap this airplane is. Why shouldn't I buy this? And then my whole family was like, please don't do that. Please don't. Because they know I will. Yep. I learned how to fly a hang glider on the top of a Gemini doing 100 Ks in a paddock. I also learned that doesn't work, and that when the fucking hang glider has the opposite wind effect that you want, which is lift, It's called drag or something like that, and it pushes the nose straight down. And when you're on top of a Gemini, well, you can imagine it looked like a fucking dragon. The fucking wings of this hang glider stuck out fucking meters on either side of the fucking Gemini, right? I swear, this is true story, really happened, yeah? I was like, I'm doing it. I don't even care. I'm strapped in the triangle, in that sleeping bag thing and everything, on top of the fucking Gemini. My brother, my mate's farm, my brother's hanging on in the passenger seat to one side of the triangle. My mate who's driving the car's hanging on to the other side. And I was like, just fucking hammer it. Just go. And I was like, because in my head, I was like, man, like how hard, like seriously, it's got to be a point where we're doing like 100, 120. We couldn't get over 100 in his paddock, but his paddocks go right beside the Hume Highway, right? And he's long as fuck. But we're in a Gemini too. And, right? And then, yeah, flipped it over straight in front of the Gemini. I don't know how my mate didn't run me over. Thank fucking God. I remember looking up and I could see the radiator of the Gemini right there. You would think that would make me want to stop hang gliding, yeah? Well, where my mate lived, he lived in Warrenbane. If you know, you know. It's just out of Benalla on the Hume Highway, right? So if you keep taking that road, it'll take you to this place called Mount Separation, which is the biggest cliff face I could think of in my mind. So my brain just automatically went from, all right, it's not going to work on top of a car. You have to jump off a cliff, Biff. That's it. You just have to jump off a cliff and see if you fly. And then, yeah, my brother and that, no one would fucking partake in that with me. And hang glider's fucking huge and no one wanted me. So you know what we did? We took the sleeping bag thing and the triangle and his old man, right? And his old man's fucking one of the old hay sheds. We hung a rope and we fucking put it like hanging from the middle, and it was the best fucking swing thing that we made out of it. But yeah, I didn't try and fly it again. I wanted to jump off Mount Separation. I was like, that is going to work. I remember watching videos on YouTube and shit. People just jump off a cliff and then the wind pushes them up. I mean, there's obviously more than that. But I mean, like, no one's ever, like, used a hang glider for the first time. Not the first time. Everyone has their first time. Admittedly, I know nothing about fucking airplanes and shit like that and stuff, but hence ADHD people that do silly things, you get in trouble. It just happens. You don't even mean it sometimes, you know? Like the story I told you the other day. When the fucking gazebo's fallen out of the sky and I thought it was a hang glider. So I take it, I found it, it did land in the airport. You're not supposed to drive on the tarmac, so, but whatever. But I think that's what they were angry about more than me taking the theft by finding. Like, are you serious? Anyway. Good times. I just made BMX jumps and rode with my ADHD. Yeah, so we did the same thing too. I was pretty handy, like, at the skate park on everything. Like, I could do fucking drop in on everything. Rollerblades, skateboard, scooters, bikes, do tricks on all of them. Yeah. And yeah, that was like, I think that's where I don't know, it's just always been looking for that adrenaline rush, like. And then when they built the shed, I lived in Cranbourne in Melbourne at the time. You guys don't, like, that was the wildest dream that a kid could ever have when you were rollerblading at the time. I remember the first time I went in there, it was like going, oh. It was like at the time the biggest indoor skate park in the Southern Hemisphere. That was good. We spent so many. Do you know what? Before I got kicked out of Lyndhurst Secondary College, I was student representative council, believe it or not. And so I petitioned because like everyone would wag sport and shit. And I said there was literally like 50 kids that would rollerblade to school in one big gang every single day. And I'm like, as if you shouldn't do like rollerblading as a subject, and like brought that up at SRC. And I don't even know if they still do, but like you could literally you could take your bike, your scooter, your skateboard, or your rollerblades, and literally they'd take the bus down to the shed from Lyndhurst and take us to the shed like twice a week. That was the best ever. But yeah, not there most other times. That made school so good. That and Indonesian. Biffo. Took a horse to school once. Oh, that's mad. Do you know what? That's something I never did, and I wish I did do. Yeah. Like, do you mean like took it to school and left it there, or like rode your horse to the school? Because that's something I wish I had done. Because when we lived in Benalla, when we moved back to Benalla, my parents lived on a farm, right? So, and I don't know, we had that farm for a little while, but it was out on Yarrawonga Road, and can't remember the point of that story. Oh, did you see that? JJ, she's like, I woke up to hear you talking about wood. Told ya. Look, that's just her like subconscious brain. She's like, oh, there's Biff talking about wood. What's he talking about? He said something about white box. Oh, that's mad. That's mad. I remember some people. Well, yeah, I used to drive my Sigma to school. When I didn't have a license. But I remember some kids back then, right? I don't know, it might still be the same now. You could drive your tractor. If you were under 50, if you were 15, sorry, if you were 15, you didn't even have to have your L's or anything. You could drive your tractor on the side of the road. So some people, that's what I was going to say before. I remember some of the fucking people that used to live out near where I lived on Yarrawonga Road. I actually lived, if you know Yarrawonga Road and you know Thales or whatever it's called, it used to be called ADI when we lived there, where they make the all the ammunition for the Australian Defence Force. Believe it or not, that's exactly where I lived fucking, and yeah, done some crazy stuff there. There's a few stories there. But yeah, that was a cool house. But yeah, some of the kids used to drive their tractors to school, I remember. No, we already talked about wood. Hey, I'm just quickly going to grab me food. I forgot about that. Oh, you know what? I'll stay on for another 10 minutes, Legends, and then I'll jump off. I'm looking forward to yeah, just kicking back actually. But I promised you, Legends, I'd go live. So yeah, I didn't even get home time to. You've been talking long, mate. I didn't even get home in time to do a premiere, so no premiere. I thought we'd just do the live tonight. But back at it tomorrow. That one kid who rocked up to school in the cop car, 100%. There was, or you know what? Yeah, that was actually one of my friends at school. He was actually the naughtiest kid at school. Anyone would think I was, but it wasn't. It was Glenn Watts at my primary school. His dad was Phil Watts, who arrested me so many times in later years to come. How funny the tables turned. I used to have birthday parties at his house, and then he was putting me in a police cell. But yeah. Oh, yeah, my dad used to hate that shit, eh? My dad used to hate it. I remember the first time, I got dropped off by my mate's dad. Like, I just remember my dad just standing out on the fucking veranda, like, what are you doing on my fucking property? And then he sees me get out of the back of the car. The look on my dad's face, like, what the fuck? It was quite funny, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I am going to post this live, this short. As soon as I jump off live, I'll finish typing the title and I'll post this live. But I need to use my phone because you cannot do thumbnails on your PC for shorts. You can only use your phone to do thumbnails for shorts. So I need to use my phone to do a thumbnail. I used to destroy my shoes. I remember one of my mates at school. Yeah, um, his parents used to buy him school shoes that were like 2 or 3 sizes too big, and they'd be like, "You grow into them, you grow into them." I am fucking so lucky that my parents never did that shit to me. Eh? No. I remember rocking up to school with like Air Max on my feet thinking I was fucking king shit. And do you know what? That meant nothing to me. Having Air Nikes, right? That meant nothing to me as a child. I can't even tell you how excited I was when I got my first pair of Blundstones as a fucking kid. If you were a child and you fucking got your first pair of Blundstones, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's almost like the first pair of Doc Martens you buy, I guess, if you were that fucking type of person. I actually wore Doc Martens before I even liked punk music and stuff. And I didn't even wear Doc Martens when I liked punk music, actually. I wore my first fucking Doc Martens, 12 ups, when I was at high school. When I went from Cranbourne to Benalla, everyone was wearing these fucking boots, and you had to wear boots to fucking school. In Melbourne, man, just wear your fucking shoes and shit. But yeah, you had to wear boots, and I was like, I remember there was a certain reason why I got them ones actually. But yeah, if you know, you know. If you know about, as a matter of fact, yeah, I was just about to say that, JJ. I was about to say, JJ wore her fucking Doc Martens last night. Her big stomping boots, as she calls them. And then I seen this chick wearing, like, I've never seen a pair of Doc Martens have a bigger fucking. Can you remember platforms? Like, not like 1970s platforms, like 1990s platforms. I remember, like, all the girls at school used to wear these fucking shoes that were like, they were. I didn't understand it. But anyway, that's exactly what these Doc Martens look like that I seen last night. They were like Doc Martens that had this much fucking rubber on the bottom. Like, that, she's going to be wearing them for the next 20 years because Doc Martens, that's good rubber on that shit. Like, yeah. Oh, rollers. Yeah. I actually had rollers before I had, so yeah, that's what everyone had, and desert boots as well. But I had rollers. I remember for a fact. I can still remember me mum taking me to get me first pair of Blundstones, and I remember putting the rollers in the box, going, "I'm never gonna wear them again, ever. You can't even wear them in the fucking sandpit because they wreck the fucking sandpit, and the rollers were ugly at school. If you were fucking wearing rollers, mate, you were like, that. It's like, it was just no fucking hope for me. Red hair, freckles, fucking desert boots and rollers. I had a fucking, one of them fucking what are they called? Fucking bikies wear them now on their bikes. Them fucking like ferritin bags. They're like ferritin bags. I don't know what they're called. But you know what? I love that. I fucking love that, yeah. Just Aussie as fuck. Just Aussie as. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, you have a look at like my grade 5 photo. Like you can tell that I've like pigged out like just before I've gone to school photos. Because like I'm wearing like this perfectly ironed fucking shirt that mum's put out on the fucking for the school photos, and I've gone and put fucking like tomato sauce all down the front of it or something. I swear, my poor mum. Do you know how many school photos I fucking fucked up on purpose? Like just because like I wanted to be that dude that was standing in there doing something in the school photo every year in high school. That was my thing. I remember I rocked up with a big mohawk one year, and like my mum's going, please don't do it. And I was like, I have to now. I was like, I told everyone I was going to do it. I have to do it now. Aerosport with a shit back in the day. Oh, 100%. Do you know what? I used to love Aerosport. I can still remember the logo because I used to think that the Aerosport logo in my head as a child, that's what a millionaire logo looked like. It was like an A for air, I guess, and with wings on it. And I remember as a kid, that Aerosport brand, I used to fucking love it just because of that logo. I was like, that's what millionaires wear, not cheap people. And I was that girl. That's why we can't have nice things. Oh, bum goots. Yeah, what about the fucking Dunlop K26s though? Let's not all pretend like we haven't all done it. You don't have to do prison time to wear Dunlop K26s, right? Or Dunlop volleys. You all know that if you are somewhere around my age, that you definitely have wore fucking the K26s in your time. And my God, when they bought the strap, the Velcro strap, whew, next level shoes. Next level. Next level. You do not have to fucking like pretend that you know how to tie your laces up, all that stuff, or get your mum to do it before school. Whoosh, Velcro, K26s. Fuck, that was the best invention ever. Had the black ones in my punk days. Do you know what? Have you actually seen how much they sell for now, Gunny? Like the K26s and the Dunlop volleys, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, them white volleys. Yeah, well, fuck. It's very like, yeah, it's a very, very fucking prison thing. Yeah, for like, well, most prisons they used to give you Dunlop K26s like before they fucking allowed you to wear fucking. So a lot of people don't know this, right? So only at private jails are you allowed to wear Nike, yeah? Unless you have a fucking medical certificate from your fucking orthopedic fucking doctor, yeah? And so you can't wear Nike at government jails. You can only have Asics and Adidas. They're the only shoes you're allowed to have in government jails, unless you have. And then yeah, they go. But like yeah, most jails like if like you be a smart ass and get a certificate from the orthopedic fucking doctor to say you need certain shoes, they'll still give you fucking mad shoes. They give you like Kayanos or Nimbus if you know your shoes. They're like really expensive Asics. They're like Kayanos and Nimbus are fucking the best of the best. Did you know this, guys? Did you know this? That every pair of Asics is named after clouds. Did you know that? True story. Cumulus, Nimbus. Sorry, it's just fucking jail knowledge. It's never really going to get me anywhere, but I know that. Reebok pumps were awesome, but I'll tell you what were better. Ponies. If you had a pair of ponies, I remember right, I used to get all hand-me-down shit from my brother, which I didn't care. Like, I thought my brother, like, was fucking William Wallace when I was growing up. I, like, didn't care. I would have all of his fucking hand-me-downs. And I remember getting a pair of ponies. I was like, I can't wait to get them hand-me-downs. They're so good. I remember they had, like, 2 different sets of laces in them, if you remember the ponies. Buttles, catch your calder. It's alright, I'm jumping off in a minute anyway, legends. Yeah, thank you guys for another awesome live. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat my dinner and then I'm just gonna relax actually. Because you know what I did? I got home, I said I was gonna relax, and then Ryder's like, wait, do you wanna play Call of Duty? It's like, don't you dare me. Of course I wanna play Call of Duty. Wait, let me tell you something too. He is fucking. I'm almost gonna say it. I think he's better than me at Call of Duty now. It's fucking, yeah. And put it this way, the last few weeks, it's like, you know, Dad's down. He's coming to fucking revive me. That's happening a lot. Yeah, I think I'm getting. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I am still a fucking very talented Call of Duty player for a fucking 43-year-old man. And as a matter of fact, I haven't even played Fortnite in fucking 4 years or something, but I would still get on there and gas most people, guaranteed. No build. Don't even come at me with the build shit. It shouldn't even be a part of gaming. This is why no one plays Fortnite. Stupid. Anyway, the best game is Call of Duty. But you know what my second best game is? It's Delta Force. It's so fucking good. And then my third best game now is Ready or Not. The fucking... If you've seen Ready or Not on PC, it is fucking crazy. The graphics on it... Oi, Gunny, have you seen Ready or Not, the police fucking where you're... the graphics on it is next level. So like it's like kind of like body cam. You know body cam? It's kind of like graphics like that. Not nowhere near body cam graphics, but it's kind of like that. Yeah, I'm proud of being a fucking gamer, Dad. Do you know how proud I am that like I can literally, and don't worry, like none of my kids' mates are even like Ryder's fucking better than them all at Call of Duty, and like yeah, they come around and Dad's always better. It's always like I would beat you. It's like all right, 1v1 right now. Let's go 1v1. There's only one clear argument to a Call of Duty who is better, and that is a 1v1. COD rocks. Fuck yeah, DMZ. Fuck yeah, DMZ is fucking the best. Do you know what? Oi, me and Gunhead fucking have played multiple games of fucking DMZ together. Yep. I actually, so do you know what? Before Black Ops 6 came out, and it was fucking 2 and 3. Modern Warfare 2 and 3. So before I really only fucking played DMZ, and like just because I couldn't fucking like play, you know, I couldn't play Rebirth or I couldn't play fucking Resurgence. I couldn't do any of that because like all these sweats were way too good. And then my kids are like, the only way you're gonna get good at it is by playing it. And then yeah, I literally. So if you guys remember, I think the videos are still up on the Discord. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, yeah, jump over there and join it. The link is in my bio, but the absolute legend Gunny will definitely put the link in the chat. So I actually used to go into multiplayer with no guns, yeah? 0 guns, just knives, and used to like get like 50 more kills than anyone else. And then when I was first started doing it, no one was doing it, and it used to piss people off. You'd go in there and like people would be getting like 40 and fucking 50 kills and like thinking they're gonna boss it, and then here comes me with me knife and just knifing everyone in the game, and I'd be getting like a 78, fucking 85, 87, 98 is my best one game. 98 in multiplayer. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. I actually rate myself in multiplayer more than I do. Oh, there's this new one now. It's called Launch Squad, right? If you guys haven't played it, it's actually pretty cool. So I'll say this before I jump off. So if you guys haven't played Call of Duty lately, they've got this new fucking they've got Black Ops Royale too. Don't get me started. I'll go all night. But Launch Squad, right? So you all go. I think there's like 150 players, bots and real players though, and so you're all in a team, and you've got to yourself activate the nuke to nuke everyone else. If you activate it, you fucking get out of there and you don't get nuked. But if you activate it, your team of 4, you get out and the whole 150, well, 146 die. And it's a really fucking cool, and it's got respawn as well. It's like, so you can continually die in it, in other words. There's me fucking talking about my love for gaming as I do. But, all right, legends, yeah. Yep, sorry I didn't drop a premiere tonight, legends, but yeah, tomorrow night, 6 p.m, I will drop a premiere. So I know a lot of people have asked, why did you go back to 6 p.m. to do your premieres? Because I just do that over footy season, because a lot of people won't watch because they want to watch footy, you know? And I've just got my own system worked out in my head that I believe works. I don't know. It does, I think. So, yeah. But, yeah, just it seems to work better over footy season. And plus, I don't want to take anyone away from their football either, you know. Don't even get me started on Carlton, please. I'll fucking go on all night about that too. Fucking hell. I think they should be good. No, I'm not even going to say that because I love my team. I fucking love them. Love them. Yep. Loved them more when they played a full fucking 4 quarters though. You said it. You said it. You can't help yourself, Biff. All right, legends. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m, and I will let you guys know during the day if I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow night. But we generally do on a Monday. But I'm tipping I'm going to have a busy day tomorrow. So, yeah, I will let you guys know either way. But, yeah, thank you, guys. Another awesome live. We just smashed out another 2.5 hours. Seems like, yeah, just doesn't seem like it was that long. But yeah, all right, legends. As always, don't do drugs and crime, and you won't end up in prison and that. We out.